Hello everyone and welcome back to another lesson. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you about the past simple tense. Okay? But before we begin the lesson, please remember to subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up if you find it useful. Thank you very much. Now, let us begin. We use the past simple tense to talk about different things in our day-to-day life. There are some rules that we have to use to ensure that we use the past simple tense correctly. If you follow these rules, you will find it extremely easy to use the past simple tense correctly every single time. The first rule is that you need to add ed to the original form of the verb. You need to add ed to the original form of the verb. Remember, this rule only applies to regular verbs. Regular verbs are verbs in English which in the past simple tense they change by adding ed. So if you have an irregular verb and you want to change it to the past tense, you simply add ed to the end of the verb. Look at the examples on the right. Cook, cooked. So cook is the original form of the verb, and to change it to the past simple tense, we add ed. It becomes cooked. And then we have play. It becomes played. We have dance. It becomes danced. So, cook, play, and dance are examples of regular verbs in English. Okay? However, we have irregular verbs. Now, look at the letters or the words written in red. Irregular verbs. For example, see is an irregular verb. So when you change it to the past tense, it becomes saw. I saw him yesterday. Another one is bought. The original form of the verb is buy. In the past tense, it becomes bought. Buy, bought. And then you have eat. I ate all my food. In the original form of the verb, it is eat. When you change that to the past simple tense, it becomes ate. So rule number 1 only applies to regular verbs. And regular verbs are verbs which end with ed in the past tense. Okay? Now, rule number 2. Use this tense to talk about something that has already happened. So we use the past simple tense to talk about something that has already happened. Look at the examples on the right. I cooked lunch for him. I cooked lunch for him. So, that has already happened. I have already cooked the food for him. He has already eaten. Okay? So we use this tense to talk about something that has already happened. It has happened in the past. It has happened a few minutes ago. It does not matter. It has already happened. It does not matter how long ago it was, but it has already happened. It has already taken place. The next example, he played with my toys. He played with my toys. Play becomes played. So he has already finished playing with my toys. He has finished playing with my toys. He is not doing it anymore right now. He finished playing with the toys. He played with my toys. Example 3. Peter danced to the music. Peter danced to the music. So right now, Peter is not dancing. No, he has already finished. He has already completed dancing. So, remember rule number 2. Use this tense to talk about something that has already happened. It has already taken place. It doesn't matter how long ago, it has already taken place. Rule number 3. Very often, the following words are used in sentences which are in the past simple tense. So, when you see these words in a sentence, that should be a signal or a sign to you that the sentences should be in the past tense. For example, if you have to do a test and you have been told to change the sentences into the correct tense. You have a test and you have been asked to change the sentences into the correct tense. When you see the following words, that should be a clue or a sign or a signal that the sentences should be in the past simple tense. And the words are yesterday, last week, last year, 4 days ago, in 1846, that could be any other year, when I was young, the other day, okay? And what you notice, what all these words have in common is that they express something that has already happened. Yesterday, last week, last year, 4 days ago, in 1846, when I was young, the other day. Now, let us look at the examples on the right. Joyce arrived yesterday. So, yesterday, Joyce arrived. So, we're talking about something that has already happened. So, the verb arrive becomes arrived. Next example, we went to France last year. So we are not talking about this year. We are talking about last year. We went to France. Remember, went is an example of an irregular verb, and the verb is go. Irregular verbs do not take an ed at the end of the verb. Okay, irregular verbs, you do not add ed to the end of the verb if it is irregular. So go becomes went. We went to France last year. The next example, I called him 4 days ago. Now, is called regular or irregular? Called. You are correct. Called is a regular verb because we add ed to the verb call. So call becomes called, and that means that call is a regular verb. Remember rule number 1. So I called him 4 days ago. It could be I called him 2 days ago. I called him 5 days ago. I called him 6 days ago. It does not matter how many days ago. It has already happened. The next example, the machine was repaired in 1846. The machine was repaired in 1846. Now, is repair a regular or an irregular verb? You are correct. Repair is a regular verb because we add ed to the verb repair in the past simple tense. Repair becomes repaired. The machine was repaired in 1846. So that has definitely happened. It has already happened many years ago. The next example, I visited my grandmother when I was young. I visited my grandmother when I was young. Now, is visit a regular or an irregular verb? You are right. Visit is a regular verb. And the reason for that is we add ed to the end of the verb visit. So visit becomes visited in the past tense. The next and the last example, I watched him dance the other day. I watched him dance the other day. Now, is watch a regular or an irregular verb? You are right. Watch is a regular verb because we add ed to the end of the verb to make sure that it is in the past simple tense. So watch becomes watched. And in that sentence, we have the words the other day. That means that it has already happened. Okay? This brings us to the end of our lesson. To conclude, remember the rules. If you want to change a sentence from the present to the past tense, or if you want to speak in the past simple tense, always add ed to the original form of the verb if it is a regular verb. Number 2, use this tense to talk about something that has already happened. And finally, you can use all these words to construct your sentences in the past simple tense. And the words are yesterday, last week, last year, last Friday, last month, 4 days ago, 3 days ago, in 1846, in 1976, in 1972, when I was young, and finally the other day. I hope you found this lesson useful. If you did, please subscribe to the channel for more content, for more useful lessons on grammar and other types of topics that will help you to continue to improve your English. Thank you very much, and once more, subscribe to the channel. Bye bye, and see you in our next lesson.